FC is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well.
Yes, people. Back at it again. Lockdown episode number 3 and that. Come on. We've been slacking though. We should have done more than 3 episodes, man. Where have you been? All 3 of you, where have you been? Huh?
Right. I was here last week.
Look at Sam lying down like he's on a beach, bro.
I'm working from home.
These times now, yeah? You're back in Ghana, aren't you? You know what I'm saying? On the slave ship.
Brother, I wish I was.
Hey, Stu, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back.
Chris, I see you too much, man. Whatever to you.
Oh.
No, I'm playing. It's all love. Boys, lots of developments. Well, not even lots, but developments have happened in the past couple of weeks. I mean, it started with whole meetings about how to get football going again, and we've actually got training started again. Looking at myself on this Zoom call, let's talk about some of the players and their bonnets. Oh, mate, who's got the best bonnet? Who's got the best lockdown bonnet out of the team?
Firmino, easy.
Yeah.
Firmino. Drug baron from Colombia. He's
No, Firmino's hair looks impressive. I'm almost jealous, boy.
I'm definitely jealous, bro. That's
Bro.
Yeah.
Huh?
I know Chris is jealous as well. Me and him are
Listen, I was going to wait until you said the worst one, and I was going to say, listen, I can't even talk about that because we're talking about hairlines now.
Well, you look for Sadio, yeah?
Boy, I didn't say anything. At least got something on the top, at least.
Yeah. Poor Uncle Sadio, boy. He's hair. Oh, man. Have we all seen the mock-up of him with a proper hairline and a proper trim?
Yeah, I saw that. It's mad.
I think he needs to go to Turkey and get the hair transplant, man. Seriously.
Definitely. I didn't even realise it was that bad.
He's this humble guy that doesn't really care about his looks and all that kind of stuff. And so he's like, his one little pleasure is that racing strip in his head. So leave him in it.
Yeah.
I like his humbleness, but I'd like it even more if he had a hairline, bro. Jesus, man, serious.
I think he would with a proper trim. Like that forehead is proper.
But to be fair, it was that forehead that got us that goal against Aston Villa, innit?
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
So where would we be without Sadio's hairline, boy? Anyway, back to serious matters. Training. Apparently, they can't train in groups bigger than 5, and they can't train for longer than 75 minutes. Now, given those restrictions on training, how do we see matches going, Stu, man? How do you see it going?
I mean, I think for everyone, it's just going to take time to get that, like the match fitness, that like bounce back again. I don't know. It's the way they look from what I see in training today. They look sharp, like as sharp as you can be on your first few days back. Like I saw a little clip of Ox training, and like he looked sharp, like touch looked good. But it's different. We all know training's different to when you play anyway. So it's that match fitness. I think we're probably the advantage we got. We're one of the fittest teams in the league anyway. So
well, they've been doing group sessions of yoga and stuff, haven't they?
Yeah.
Over lockdown period. So
yeah. To be fair, that's actually made my morning sometimes when I see that and you jump on and you see them all saying hello to each other. Like I look forward to seeing that in the morning. Like it makes me feel happy.
That team spirit, that unity that they show on those Zoom calls is actually, it's a little bit uplifting, Stu. You're right, man. Yeah. Every time I saw one of those Zoom calls going on, man, and it's good. It lets me know that they're still together. They're still one. You know what I mean? There's still one machine beating us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but we do look quite sharp in training, quite fit, to be honest.
Yeah. Nothing is so as Klopp said, like they've all got their individual training plans. And I don't know if people follow Firmino on Instagram or anything, but that man's got a gym in his basement that's bigger than the gym I go to that I pay £40 a month for. So like he's got to be fit. So
in regards to fitness, I heard Steve Bruce. I think Steve Bruce was complaining, saying players are going to be dropping like flies. Chris, if players are dropping like flies, is that down to, should they be an allowance for that, or is that just down to poor management?
I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. At the end of the day, when you started, this whole thing started, you always knew that eventually it's got a lift. You don't know when, but you know it's going to. So you have to have a degree of, right, I've got a training plan and so on and so forth. So ultimately, you have been given it by your club and you ain't followed it, that's your problem. And if your club hasn't been savvy enough to get on with it, then that's also down to their management. But you have to keep yourself fit. It's what you get paid to do at the end of the day.
Steve Bruce with the big fat head. I think he's just fearing for his job, man. I think he doesn't want the football season to start again, given the fact the club's been taken over by some stupid billionaires. I don't even know who, man. I ain't really been interested in reading about Newcastle. But I reckon he's fearing for his job, man. What do you reckon about Newcastle next season, Sam?
Well, if it goes through, it's actually going to shake up the Premier, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's gone through. It's gone through.
Yeah.
Today,
yeah, today they passed.
Wow. So they got Rich Harriman running things now, yeah? Do you know what? I'm happy for them, you know. I'm happy for them. And I think it will increase the competition in the league. It will make everybody step up. And it will take them, if there's going to be crazy spending, Man City type spending, it's still going to take them a good 2 to 3 years before they become competitive and challenge for the top 4. So, yeah, bring it on, man. I mean, I think it'll be good for the Premiership, man. I think it'll be good. And it will make our rules even more impressive, because we're fighting against money all the time, and there's going to be another big club that's really going to compete. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. And Newcastle are a big team, man.
They're a big club, yeah, with a big following as well.
There's clubs that you just hate, like, you know, that you really just don't like. But Newcastle, you can't help but kind of have a bit of affinity to them. The big games we've had from them over the years, there's not no real animosity or rivalry between us and them. But they're a nice team to watch. Like, thinking back the days of like Asprilla, Les Ferdinand.
Woo! Bastino!
Childhood dreams, like, of seeing them kind of teams. So yeah, man, I want them to do all right. I'm all for it, to be fair.
But don't you think, like, I read something from Arsene Wenger that he was basically saying that financial fair play is not to stop the top earners from spending, because they've been spending for a long time, but it stops the newcomers, the up-and-coming teams with rich owners from spending. So it penalises them, i.e. the Newcastle, whereas the Man Cities, your Chelseas, Man United, even us to a degree, we've had the opportunity to spend because fair play wasn't always in there. Do you think that the rules for financial fair play should be eased up for a club like Newcastle, giving them a chance to spend their money, or do you think it should just be how it is across the board?
I think it should be how it is across the board at the moment. Like, it's like saying, when like the points system changed in the league, is it fair now to have 3 points to 2 points for the win? So it's the rules. So I mean, we've seen City flout the rules, Barcelona flout the rules, PSG flout the rules. So like, there's ways to get around the rules. So Newcastle's owners just got to be savvy to do it.
Is there a way to get around the rules? I mean, we know what happened to what's happening to Man City. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then they've got their appeal in was it in 2 weeks' time?
That's right. Yeah.
And I've already seen. Well, people are saying like they've got something on there now that they're confident they're going to get it like turned over.
Chris, if you take your Liverpool hat off, would you overturn Man City's appeal?
I think you have to a degree, because you haven't done it to anyone else, right? And as we've just had listed, there's a handful of teams that have done this, right? But they've just been slapped with a big fat fine. Okay, so Man City have repeatedly done it. So now they're saying, right, you've got to be thrown out. But in all honesty, they go to court, they'll probably get another fine, they'll pay that off, they'll just be, because for them, they'll just look at it and say, why has nobody else been thrown out when they've done the same thing previously?
True.
So,
True. So in the interest of fairness and all that crap, you think they should still get their ban overturned, bro? Well,
whether I think that's the right thing, that's
no.
I
If
don't.
you put your Liverpool hat on, I'm sure you'll say dash them for the next 2 years. You get me? I was just saying.
Listen, I kind of disagree. You know, with the Liverpool hat, I actually want them to get returned purely because you can't have any sort of possibility of United getting. And with them being fifth at the moment, and the fact that, and I'm fearful of them getting top four. I'm not top four, but getting Champions League. I'd rather City were in it than United next season.
I can see from that angle why you'd want City to be in it because, yeah, long may the United demise continue, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yes, I think there's a lot riding on United getting the Champions League in terms of who they can buy, and
Yeah.
I don't want them improving their team at all. So see, I think they will get overturned though. I mean, I reckon they will get a 1 year suspended ban and another hefty fine, and just say behave yourself for the next year and you're all right.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know they gave themselves leeway in it by giving them a 2 year ban. You know, if you give them a 3 or a 4, then you're frigged. But 2 year, okay, we're giving you a slap on the wrist, but now we're going to reduce it to 1 on appeal, and we're going to suspend that. They're going to play.
But I don't see UEFA as the type to reduce a ban. Do you get what I'm saying? To reduce it, it's not like when you go to court. Do you get what I'm saying? And they reduce it. But I don't really see them reducing it. Like even City, well, that's the FA. But yeah, I just don't see them reducing it. They either win their appeal or it sticks for me. I don't think there's any in between, to be honest with you, UEFA.
Black and white, yeah? So it's either they're playing, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for UEFA it has to be. It's either it's got to be you're in or you're out, because ultimately you'll look a fool if you start tampering with what you said. You're definitely going to get this. Yeah, it's an appeal, but if you're shown to be weak, look, Newcastle will be watching this with interest because, truth be told, when Chelsea came in, they spent big. 2 years later, they were the champions. Do you understand? So Newcastle, we think 4 or 5 years because of financial fair play. But if this goes left, Newcastle could just do a madness and then top 4 within 2 years.
But let's be honest, Newcastle haven't got the squad, the coach for it at the minute. I mean, they're not going to be Champions League under Steve Bruce. Let's have it right.
No, you're right there.
If you were the Newcastle new owners, who would you look to bring in?
Defenders.
Who?
Defenders straight away, mate. Defenders.
No, I'm talking manager-wise.
Managers-wise, Pochettino, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the name on my list.
You know, he could probably build that squad with what he got and spend. But actually, even saying that, he hasn't got a great record for spending, though. Because he's never had to.
He's never actually really had that much money to spend, to be fair.
This summer was it, really, wasn't it? When he bought...
that was... Everyone thought this summer he was going to get the chance to spend peas, boy, but got the can, boy. Would you not bring Rafa back, Stu?
No. I don't think. No. Just something with Rafa and money. So yeah, I don't think. I think they'll go a different direction. They'll go for someone a bit younger. So I think they'll go Pochettino. They may even go. What's his name? Well, they might be too big for them. Tuchel.
PSG.
The old Dortmund.
PSG guy. The old PSG guy. Yeah.
Because especially if they don't get champion or win the Champions League this year.
think he's
Oh,
gone?
PSG, yeah. Hear that? I've
What do you
got a left. Sorry, I got a left wing name. Ancelotti. If they can get him out of his contract.
At Everton, that contract's probably locked tight, bro.
You think so? I think that guy loves to spend money.
He does, but I think Everton would have locked that contract tight because when they realised they could get Ancelotti, they must have creamed their panties, bro. So his buyout clause, wow.
But when money's no object, a man can be bought out like that, can't they? So, you know, however great the contract is, if they pay him out, if they pay, like I said, the 25 mil to pay him out, Everton will have to just take it. And if he's offered that based on, you know what, you've got a war chest of 150 this year, 150 in January, so on and so forth, he's going to bounce. What's he staying at Everton for?
That would be a madness. That would be a madness. But it would make me happy. It would make me happy, yeah, because it would be bare banter. They'd never live it down. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it. I don't see that happening. I think Ancelotti's on his way down. I think Newcastle need to look upwards and onwards. So if you're not going to go for me, if you're not going to go for someone like Rafa, who's proven, all right, Chris, he's a little bit dodgy with the money, then you got to go younger. You are looking at Pochettinos, you get what I'm saying? Because if you're going to have a club with that much money, you want someone who's young, can grow with the club, and's got fresh ideas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think Pochettino looks a good bet, but
yeah,
it's going to
and
be
especially
interesting.
because they'll want to start getting their academy up and running. So, and we know what Pochettino's like with the academies. Like, he likes bringing young players through. So, if I was them, I'd go for someone like him.
100%, man. Maybe we should put our hands up for a job on the board, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Get that money. You know what I mean? Damn. Has there been? I haven't really been in the news enough, but has there been any news, any talk as to how and when the first game is going to be played?
I think the date they're throwing out at the moment is the 19th of June. But I read something yesterday basically saying that the players happy to go to full contact training from next week, from Tuesday. But there's a decent amount of resistance from players that don't want to. But the majority of players do.
So there is plans to go full contact training. I thought training was going to stay like this throughout. That's what I thought.
They're saying that this would have just been for a clean week, and then full contact would be from next week because they need 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks at least, of full contact training before they can play a game. And realistically, that's next week. So, but obviously with guys like Kante saying he's not going to train, Dini saying he's not going to train, you know, it only takes a few, and then a few are going to start doing that and dropping that card, and then squads get depleted, and then you're like,
Dini, I can understand why he doesn't want to train. What is Kante's problem?
We don't know.
We don't know.
He's happy. Doesn't want to train.
He went one day, and that's it. He said he's not, according to what we heard today, he's not even looking to finish the season until the thing is confirmed.
Let me ask you a question, yeah? In any other job, yeah, if your employers call you and tell you work is on and you refuse to go, what happens?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. But I guess they're looking at...
Only in football can you refuse to come to work and it be okay. That is just mad.
But then I think there's circumstances to the whole thing. Now, obviously, with Troy Deeney's situation, you know, he's got a young son who's had breathing problems and so on and so forth. And then it comes out, a day later, that 3 of their staff have contracted it. So for him, he probably even knew what was going on behind the scenes. So he's like, until it's safe, I can't do it. And I guess Kante, we just don't know whether he lives with family members who are vulnerable. So he's just saying, look, you know what? I've tried it one day and I just want to make sure that my family's all right. We just don't know.
All right, that's fair enough.
Let's say, for example, Kante's situation. He's going into an environment that he knows is sterile. He knows that it's disinfected. And he knows that nobody in that environment who he's in contact with has tested positive. Why would you still be fearful at that point? I'm only picking up because Carragher mentioned it, and he was like, the training grounds are probably the safest places to be. And when you think about it, they probably are. They're enclosed, and the people that are there are all completely sorted. They're all legit. So why would you still be fearful at that point?
Yeah. Doesn't really add up, because if everyone's had to be tested to be there, then like you said, it should be safe.
And the thing is, they're limiting the contact. Like, I know the Liverpool players, they're having to turn up in their training kits. They're not getting changed in the change room together. They're coming with their boots and everything. So, you know, it is the safest place to be. But Deeney's situation, I can understand, yeah. But I hope he's then being placed on statutory sick pay or furlough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if I don't go to work, I have to go on stat sick. You get me? So, like, well, go on, man. You know what I mean?
He's the captain. Yeah. So Watford have finished. You know, he's the captain.
Yeah.
Any man can say, "No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it."
They're struggling. They're struggling at the bottom of the table and trying to like beat the drop. You'd think I understand about his 6'6" son, but do you know what? It's my job to go and play football. The money he earns, yeah, he's not probably a top earner in the league, but he probably earns enough. Wouldn't you just like rent a place to stay for a week whilst you're playing football? Do you know what I'm saying? Until the season's finished, and then you know you can go back about your business. And I mean, even so, like once he's finished playing football, like they're testing all the players regularly, so you can go and get a test, get the results back ASAP. No, I haven't got anything, and go home to his kids. You see what I'm saying? So I think there is ways around Deeney's situation, and I think I just as a working man, it doesn't sit right with me that people have been called back to work, forget what the job is, and you can just refuse to go, and it's okay. Like, don't sit right with me. But, you know, hey-ho, I don't own Watford. I don't own Chelsea. Do you think that should be a reason to not start the football season again if players are saying they're not coming in X, Y, and Z? Or should managers be made to dip into the rest of their squad?
For me, it's gone obviously country by country, league by league. And we're not supposed to compare, but last week I'm pretty sure the vast majority of us enjoyed the Bundesliga. They had more cases than the Premiership, right? Yeah. So knowing what they've done, knowing that what you're trying to put in place over here shouldn't stop it. To me, you've got academies, you've got reserve teams, you've got first teamers, right? That's the reason why you have squads of that size. If a couple of players don't want to do it, that's an internal issue, but you've got enough players to cover it. At the end of the day, I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think teams like Bolton, when they didn't have enough first team players, they had to play the academy guys because there was league games fixtures to fulfill. It's the same with the Premiership. It's your loss if you can't deal with the situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think managers should be made to step into the coffers, mate, and go down to the youth level if have to be. Do you know what I mean? So I think this has to be treated like if there's an injury. You know what I mean? If there's an injury, there's no allowances, is there? So I guess it's kind of the same thing, man. You still with us? Still with us, Sam? You look like you want to pass out.
That was kind of comfortable. You have to get me involved.
you see the kind of professionalism we have to deal with in Anfield South lockdown episodes. You know what I'm saying? Man, they were just lying down, you know, just taking naps and that.
We will be in the studio soon. Don't worry, we'll be back in the studio. Back to normal levels, man.
I should have eaten my dinner on screen, innit?
But when Paul was drinking his red wine last week, yeah, you got to know we do what we want on this one, right? So it's cool.
But that was almost sophisticated, man. This just seems ghetto blood. No, I'm playing. It's all love, man. Lockdown times, man. You're just taking it easy, just having a chin wag about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to think what else I wanted to say, man. What else has been in the news, man? It's been quite quiet, man, for me. I don't know, man. Has anyone else read anything?
You think so? No, what about Scotland? There's a mess up there, isn't it? Not that anyone really... Yeah, there's a big mess up there.
What, with the league?
Yeah.
They finished it, didn't they? And I think a couple of teams are trying to sue, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's good to see.
They didn't finish the top league, did they?
They have.
It's only the...
They have.
Wasn't it just the...
No, they handed it to Celtic. Yeah. But that's why the Premier League has to finish, because they don't want that smoke.
No. You can get sued by a small Scottish team and you'll be all right. You don't want to get sued by Liverpool. That's problems.
Yeah.
That's problems. We can pay for big boy lawyers.
But-
You don't want that.
But you got to think about it. It's real crazy that a team can be relegated. There's 9 games to go, and there's a point difference between them or something like that. Like when I really looked into it, I thought, Jesus, because sorry about that. The 2 bottom teams played each other in the period when really and truly the game shouldn't have gone ahead, like the Atletico game. They played it. One of the teams beat the other. They jump above them. Then they said, "Yeah, cutting it off."
Oh, Livy, you're fuming, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what's happened. So that team's now getting relegated, and they're like, "This is nuts." So it's gonna run and run. That one, it's gonna run and run.
It's a bit like the Football League. The Football League are talking about finishing the season, but they're saying that the relegation stands as well, bro. So, that's so harsh, man.
Yeah.
So harsh. But I think it's only fair. I think if you're giving trophies at the top and promotions at the top, then the bottom's got to be the same, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we said last podcast, I mean, the season weren't lost on just the games you haven't played, the 9 games that haven't been played. It was the games that came before that. Do you know what I mean? So fair dues, man. But,
I just think if they start when they start the Premiership back, the first game needs to be the Man City Villa game, so that everyone's on the same amount of games. So then if for whatever reason people like kick up a fuss and it gets cancelled, no one can say anything. It's like, look, everyone's played the same amount of games. You've played 78% of the season and you're in the bottom 3, you're down.
it's true. But you know what, to be fair to Man City and Villa, if Villa win that game against Man City, they're not going to get out of the relegation zone. And if Man City beat Villa, did you say Villa, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Man City beat Villa, Man City are not going to get any closer to the title. So,
no.
I get what you're saying, Stu.
But see that, was it if Villa win, then that could help them if they do with a points per game ratio.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. If they did it like that.
Yeah.
But I think the damage is done for Villa anyway, man.
I think it is done, yeah.
And I think that's what I don't like about this whole thing, because it's gone, for me, it's more about your individual club and how they stand to benefit as opposed to players' safety. How can you be, as the bottom 6, say we will only be prepared to continue if there's no relegation? That's pathetic.
That's crazy.
That's nonsense. And then if the Premier League says no, we don't agree to that, then you're like, oh, all of a sudden you've got cases of players left, right, and centre getting corona. Like, that's what I don't like. It don't sit right with me.
You saying the conspiracy theories, yeah?
Brighton.
Yeah, look at Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton punched the king. They ain't got no cases. They've got none.
Come on, man. Like, they just want to have their cake and eat it. Yeah, everybody is prepared to finish the season. Let's be honest, but everybody wants to benefit in their own way. Like, come on, how can we not finish the season? We're Liverpool fans, so obviously we want it to finish. We don't want it to void. But how can you say to Sheffield United, who a couple of years ago was in League One, they got a chance of Champions League, and you're going to say, nah, we're going to just finish the thing right now? Are you mad?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's a bit crazy. And the financial implications for a team like Sheffield United is crazy, bro. Like, we were looking at their sponsorship, and their sponsorship's only in the thousands. If they make European football, oh my days, I'm sure they're in a position to say, you know what, we need more money now. So
there you go.
But it's like, even with, like, I don't know, not an argument, but a discussion with a United fan, and they didn't want to finish the league. And it's like, but hang on, if you don't finish the league, if you want it voided, that's yet another season you don't get into the Champions League. That means you lose another lot of money from your sponsorships. So what happens there? And they're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, then we should finish it. It's like, so
no brains, man. Seriously, United, a lot of teams are just hell bent on their own asses, their own survival, and stopping Liverpool from lifting the trophy.
Yeah.
To think you'd sacrifice certain things just so that Liverpool don't lift the trophy. And when, like, forget that I'm a Liverpool fan. If the team at the top is 25 points ahead, I mean, what? Like, come on.
I'm not looking at them.
Yeah, you're forgetting them. You're just forgetting them. The times when City have gone clear or even United have gone clear, I forget about the top of the table. Like, so if this happened and the roles were reversed, I'll be saying, I don't care. Give them the choice. I don't care about them. I care about where I am in the table. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But United fans have always been stupid anyway, so whatever.
And the fact is, for us, again, I don't know whose hindsight this is or whatever, foresight, I should say. We didn't spend any money in the summer, and look at where we are. Now you look at the teams who spent in the summer. Wasn't it a report yesterday how much United had lost just from this period where there's been no games?
Right? And they've got to pay. Did you also see they've also got to pay the Glazers another £11 million?
Yeah. What? Wow. Wait. Can someone explain to me how the Glazers are running this club? Like, they're being paid for Manchester United, and I don't understand business. I need to speak to the Glazers because I need to understand that business. I can buy something, own it, but then it owes me 11 million. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's the Glazers and the dudes that own Arsenal. They're getting paid.
Yeah.
No matter. Arsenal just need to get in Europe, not Champions League, just Europe. Anything to do with Europe. And what's his name? Usanov or whatever they are. They get paid. Like, they just take their little bit out of the shares, and they're making money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These owners, that's why we've got to be so happy for FSG, because there's so many owners that don't actually care about the club and treating it like a business. Now, whilst in my opinion, FSG do treat us like a business, they still have the love for the club to not drag it through the mud and bleed it dry, like, for everything it's worth. To get what I'm saying? So I think you can still do business. Listen. Yeah, you can still do business and love the club. I mean, look at the whole furlough situation with FSG. Yeah, they reversed that. The ticket prices, they reversed that back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? So they've still got, a humanitarian side to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's just because, like, they've been, like, obviously they're in the States, so they don't always know the feeling around the club, like what the temperature is. So they have their ideas, and then the fans say, no, this is not working. So they listen to their fans, and it's like, okay, for the love of, like, we can see the fans love their club. They know what's more important for this club than what we do at the moment. So while we're bringing you and we're giving you that chance to win the title, we're going to listen to you.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit different if things weren't going the right way, but while things are going in that right direction, they're going to listen.
Exactly. And for them, it's that business model. A lot of people, when they did it on the other side of the water in baseball, it was like, you've won a few things, but you're coming into a game that you know nothing about. It can't be done, so on and so forth. They got the club at a good price, to be honest. Yeah. And in terms of what it's worth now, I'm still not sure if they've spent as much as that, but the value has gone up 3-4 times. So for them, if it doesn't go according to plan, they put us to a point where we're winning things. We're a powerhouse. If they want to sell, they're going to make money. So they've done well.
And you wouldn't begrudge them making the money on the club because of where they put us and where they would actually leave us. Do you know what I'm saying? If they were to leave tomorrow, like, you shed a tear and wave by, and you'd be happy about it. Do you know what I mean? Because we're in a position to, like, we're competing, we're champions. Do you know what I'm saying? We just won Europe last season. Do you get what I'm saying? So you couldn't argue, man. Would you trade FSG for some oil money, Sam?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, when they rescued us, we were on our asses. So I don't know if a powerhouse would have treated us with the same level of care as they did. They would have seen us as an asset, say, and thrown us big money to just spend and sack managers quick and never really built up the club. Whereas FSG has built the club, the community, the brand, everything. I don't know, like, in the early days of when Abramovich came, I was jealous. I was mad jealous of that money. But thinking about it now, would I like that kind of benefactor for Liverpool? Probably not, because it wouldn't, I don't know. I'm thinking, would it feel as sweet winning the league this season, how we've done it, building over time with Klopp, as opposed to a Chelsea, 2 seasons bang and you obliterate everyone. I don't know. I think it feels more satisfying now how we've done it, especially knowing what we're up against. Knowing that we're up against teams that have spent so much more than us over the years, and we've built properly, like almost in a Liverpool way. We haven't just come and just thrash money at it and done it in one go. We've built, man. You got to remember where we were when Klopp came. Like we were
proper blocks.
Yeah.
No ladders, just straight steps, bro.
And I think Klopp's got to take a lot of credit for that as well, because he doesn't strike me as a type of manager that wants to go out and spend a lot of money. Like, so even if we did have like these billionaire oil people in, I don't think Klopp would want to spend a lot of money. He wants to build a team, like a team that's gonna, as we've seen like this season and last season, a team that's gonna die for each other on that pitch.
I disagree with you a little bit, dude. I think Klopp would spend the money if it was a player he wanted.
Yeah,
I think
no.
the price of the player was 150 million, and he knew that player was a fit in what he's building, then he'd spend it. But No,
I get that. I mean, I don't think he's just going to go out like as like, for example, other teams have done, where they've just gone out and bought players. Like, for example, Chelsea, when they bought Willian, they bought him because they didn't want Spurs to get him. Like, Klopp's not going to do that. You've got to want to play for this club first and foremost.
Is that a managerial thing, though, Stu? Buying a player so another team doesn't buy him, or is that a hierarchy thing?
I think it's a bit of. I think it's a manager thing, because who was the manager at the time? Was it Mourinho?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a Mourinho thing to do.
Would you say, Sam?
It was Jose, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, so that's a Mourinho thing to do. Like, buy a player. Yeah, just buy a player. I don't want, like, he was about to put that pen on the contract at Spurs.
Wow. I bet Willian's glad that he never, though, because look, check out what he's won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's true. And he's well, if all the rumours are true, he's going to Spurs now, anyways.
Is it? I thought we were.
If you say that again,
I thought we were in for him, Willian.
I heard we were in for him as well. But if you were a Spurs fan, would you want him after that?
Oh,
when he's on the way down as well.
No. Yeah. But I think at the moment, what Jose wants, he wants people he can trust while he builds his team. If he's able to give him time to build the team, he wants people he can trust. He knows he can trust
going
Willian.
Back to Jose, yeah, that's true. Would any of you take Willian?
Yeah, I probably would.
I'm not sure if I would.
I think he'd do a job.
Not for me. I just don't think we need a Willian right now. I don't know if adding to our midfield is what's necessary right now, to be honest with you. I think we've got enough in the midfield between all of the midfielders we have at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? So, not for me.
You'd make him.
Who? I think the one signing that I would make in the summer, if we could, it has to be someone to go along the front three, and we all know who the man is for that. You know what I'm saying? That's Timo, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be Timo. Like I would like it to be Timo, but it doesn't have to be Timo. But it has to be someone who can slot in that front three, because that we are missing some quality when any of those players are not there. So we need someone to be able to bring in and be like, okay, it's the bar's still the same.
Yeah.
I saw something today. They were looking at, or there was someone, I've forgotten what, if it was one of the podcasts or the Liverpool Echo or anything like that. But they were saying there's a kid at Dortmund, not Sancho, but it was another kid that was at Man City with him, that they're saying they think he would actually be a really good fit for Klopp.
Okay.
I've forgotten his name though. I'll try and find it. But so they think if they don't go for Sancho, then they think this guy is like yeah.
To be fair,
and Klopp likes to work with a bit of raw talent as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair, Corona might have saved us this summer, you know. Sancho, and next season he's only got 1 year left on his contract, so everyone's got a better chance of getting him next year as opposed to this.
But that was gonna be my next question though, Sam. How do you see the transfer market working, given the fact that the season's gonna go spill over and all of that? How do you see it going?
I don't know. I think only the super rich clubs that are not being run well, i.e. running on a debt like United, but will really try and spend this summer if they don't get in the Champions League to try and close the gap. Because no one's going to have the money. Everyone's lost too much revenue to be able to make 2 or 3 decent signings. This is why when I read that report about us going for Timo and then loaning him back for the season, I hated it, but I could understand it because you can see we haven't got the physical cash this year. Or then it might depend on sales. And everyone's price is dropping. You know, whereas last season we were going to get 25, 30 for Lovren, we ain't getting that this year. You know what I mean? Lallana's going for free. You know what I mean? Klein's going for free. All these guys that could have made up the 35, 40 million that we might need towards Timo Werner, we're not going to bring that revenue in anymore. So transfer market.
Hold on a minute. And we got some change to go and collect from Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona got some money.
We have. I think they asked like 22 or something, but Coutinho's got to play, and they ain't going to play him.
No.
Nobody's going to. We discussed Coutinho the last one, so we won't go into it. But he ain't going to. There's nowhere for him to go, so we got to get our money.
To tell the truth, that was what I was going to say. In all honesty, with the players some of them that you just mentioned, Sam, and you think even wider, you got, is it Grujic, you got Wilson, you got Shaqiri. I don't think any of them are.
Whoa. Big Shaq's not going anywhere, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I don't think any of those guys that I've listed, I don't think any of them are going anywhere. To be honest, I think at best they might go on another loan. I'm thinking Wilson and Grujic again. But truth be told, I don't think we're going to do big spend. So we're just going to keep what we've got.
Wilson, I think, will go because I think he will turn around and be like, look, I've been on, this is like my 3rd or 4th loan. Like, am I going to get in the team? And if he's a no, I think he'll go because he'll want to play and he just won't want to compete. Because the way, there was an interview with him on BT Sports talking to, I think it was Rio Ferdinand or whoever, when we played them. And I think he was talking that talk like, you know what, been on loan. Oh, sorry, I lost you there, boys. Sorry. Been on loan, done my time out in the sticks. Like, bring me in now, Gaffer. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think Wilson might look to leave. But, yeah, the other names you mentioned, I don't see anyone leaving.
Carrius, maybe? Carrius?
Oh, my days. Let's not talk about that guy, man. Can you believe my man terminated his contract? What happened?
Oh, he wasn't getting paid. Didn't
want to sit on furlough, no? Oh, man. I don't know why that guy came back, man. Damn,
same.
Listen, boys, I'm running low, man. I'm on 10%, bro. Away from football issues, man, I was doing DIY before we jumped on this, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was a bit unorganized. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, yeah? We were going to do like a little quiz thing, yeah? But I am going to save it. But you know what, yeah? I ain't going to bust out one question, bro. One or two questions just to see who knows what. Hold on, let me just find a section. Let me ask you a question. Let's go back to the traitor Michael Owen, yeah? Let me ask you this. Who knows this question? Who were the opponents when Michael Owen made his Liverpool debut? Was it A, Manchester United?
You can do better.
Was it?
We don't even need
Everton.
the multiple choice, bro. We don't even need the multiple choice.
Come then.
We don't need it. Guys, do we need the multiple choice on this one?
You're not Mark Sleep in it, Chris. You better crack on and get it right, bro.
It's Wimbledon.
Yeah, I was going to say Wimbledon.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah.
Shame. I was like, imagine that.
I was going to say that that City player that went to Germany. His name's Rabbi Montondo.
Oh, is it?
Rabbi Montondo, and he's Liverpool born. Yeah,
Liverpool born. Yeah,
Liverpool born. Former youth teammate of Jadon Sancho.
So then he's definitely definitely a red or a blue, isn't he?
Yeah, he's at Schalke at the moment.
Gonna have to look out for him now, aren't we?
Yeah. But yeah, it was the Liverpool Echo. They were saying that they think if they don't get Sancho, that he'd be actually a good fit, and he'd be someone that Klopp would like to work alongside as well.
Where does he play, Stu? What position?
I've just finged it all off. It was midfield. It was like same position as Sancho.
All right, one last question, yeah, Chris. You seem like make sure you're involved in the quiz when I do it properly, yeah.
The pressure. Come then.
In mid 2004, Michael Owen moved to Real Madrid. What was the transfer fee? 8, 15, or 25?
No, it was 8. It was 8.
It was 8.
We got mugged off royally for that.
8 with Nunes.
Yeah, 8 with that Joker.
That ringer.
It was 8 million. It was 8 million, bruv. Don't worry, man. We're gonna get this quiz going properly, man. I'm gonna test you lot's knowledge properly. I'm gonna go back to the old school as well, bro. See who knows. You know what I'm saying? But friggin', I'm gonna have to wrap it there, boys, because my power's gonna die, and I've still got things to do, man. Lockdown or not, bruv. You know, the work never stops. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, boys. It's been emotional as always, man. You know me, man. Your boy Slim, back at it again. Stu, Chris, Sam.
Yes, boss. Nice.
Until the next one, boys.
Take care, gents.
All right.